Hello, beautiful people. My name is Dalia, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I'm really glad you found this video. Today, we are continuing our conversation from my previous video. This is a part 2 about assumptions society often makes about a single woman. This topic is mainly about a woman's experience. Anyone can watch this. Different perspectives help us to understand each other better. Many single women hear certain comments again and again. Sometimes people mean them as a compliment. Sometimes we're just a casual observation. But very often these comments are based on assumptions, not reality. So today, I simply want to talk about those assumptions and what the life actually looks like from another perspective. Not to complain, not to compare lives, just to talk about the reality behind the stereotypes. One thing I hear quite often is something like this: your life must be so easy. People assume that living alone means fewer responsibilities. And in some ways, yes, every lifestyle has aspects that may feel easy. However, what many people forget is that when you live alone, everything depends on you. The bills, households, responsibilities, decisions, the small daily tasks that keep life running. Nothing is shared. After a long day at work, there isn't always at home to talk things through with or help carry the emotional weight of a day. Many people have some form of support in their daily lives. When you live alone, you often learn to handle things by yourself. This isn't something people should feel sorry about. Maybe instead a reaction could be, wow, that makes strength. Because managing life independently does require silence. Another topic where people make a lot of assumptions is the money. I often hear comments like, wow, you earn your own money and live independently. That must be amazing. And yes, financially, independence is something to appreciate. Don't take me wrong, being able to support yourself and make your own decision is valuable. But sometimes the assumption go through. People imagining that then you live alone, most of your income goes forward personal pleasures or luxury bags or luxury items. And that idea really isn't very realistic. The truth is simple. When you live alone, every expenses is yours. Housing, utilities, insurance, grocery, transportation. There is no one sharing those expenses. So yes, you support yourself. You are your own insurance. But you also cover everything yourself. And this applies to many women in different life situations. Single temporarily, between life phases, retired, separated. Simply live alone by choice. Women live alone for many reasons. But no matter the reason, there is no single person discount. And the grocery shopping is actually a great example. Have you ever noticed that the larger bags are usually cheaper per kilogram? Supermarkets often price things in a way that benefits people buying in a large quantities. But when you live alone, buying a large quantities isn't always practical. Most people prefer the fresh food rather than eating the same meal for the days. So smaller portion often cost more overall, which means that in some ways living alone can actually be more expensive day by day. Another area where single people sometimes notice assumptions is travel. Many travel deals, hotels or fares, and vacation packages are designed with the peers or groups in mind. When you book a trip alone, the experience can feel a little different. Sometimes the hotel rooms are designed mainly for two people. Of course, you can request certain preference, but that doesn't always guarantee the result. Yeah, a friend of mine once traveled alone and was given a very small room with a poor view. Maybe it was a coincidence, but it does make you think. Because honestly, why shouldn't someone traveling alone enjoy the beautiful view too? The same thing can sometimes happen in a restaurant. I have personal experience being seated at the table near the kitchen or near the restroom while dining alone. And it makes you wonder, does dining alone make someone a less valuable guest? Of course not. But these small experiences show how much society still assumes that people always come in the peers or groups. Another thing many single women experience is the comments from relatives or acquaintances. Sometimes people say things like, "So, you are still single?" And sometimes those questions come with a tone that suggests something must be missing. And if being single automatically means something is wrong or incomplete, but the life satisfaction looks different for every person. For some people, happiness comes from independence. For others, it comes from creativity, career goals, friendships, travel, or personal development. There's no universal formula for meaningful life. Another comment some single women hear is the idea that if you live independently and earn your own income, you should always be able to support others financially. But when the reality is simple, living alone means having your own responsibilities, expenses, and future plans. Being single doesn't mean having unlimited resources, it simply means managing life independently. Many of these assumptions probably come from all the social expectations. For a long time, society expects a very specific life path. Get married, have kids, and live life. And then people follow different paths and sometimes confused others. People build their lives in many different ways today. Timelines, priorities, lifestyle. To be honest, sometimes I think that I'm from watching too many historical movies, listening to many lectures, I realized that this type of lifestyle was always there, just not always expected, always commented. Sometimes when I hear certain comments or assumptions, I honestly don't know whether to laugh or just simply smile and move on. Life is complex for everyone. Every lifestyle comes with adventures and challenges. Living alone is no different. Independence can be empowering. At the same time, it requires responsibilities. Maybe what society needs a little more of is less judgment and more understanding. Instead of measuring someone's life according to old expectations, maybe we should simply respect that everyone is building their own path. And before you go, just a small reminder. Let's try not to judge people from outside. Let's not be too quick to feel jealous of someone else's choices. Let's stop counting other people's money or assuming how they live, or they have to live, or supposed to live, because the truth is, we never fully know someone's story. So maybe instead of assumptions and sticking the labels, we choose understanding, respect, and a little more kindness. Take care of yourself, beautiful people. And I will see you in the next video.